people often ask me when they call up to book in for a session, what is it that you actually do in a bodywork session? It's an interesting thing, the way the body communicates with the mind, and usually when there's a pain that comes in your body or discomfort, it's the only way that sometimes the body can actually say to the mind, enough now, stop, you're hurting me, you've got to stop what you're doing. We tend to be in a world where our mind becomes the managing director and the body is the company, and you know, the mind can drive this body and push and continue to push it and tell it what to do until finally it gets sick or it breaks, okay? So what I essentially do with people is get their mind and their body communication in alignment so that you can start to work in harmony with your company or your body to reach the goals that you want to reach in balance and harmony. So working with energy rather than working with the alignment of the matrix or the structure, and I call the matrix and the structure society. Okay, so what I'm trying to get at here is being the master of your own universe. So being the master of your own everything that you're creating, because essentially you create your own reality. So how does one do that in balance and harmony with honoring of self, with health, with understanding the intricacies of energy, rather than putting yourself through stress or working 12 to 14 to 18-hour days, to living a life that is full and abundant, yeah, and achieving and creating the joy, bliss and harmony and the things that make you feel amazing all the time. Which brings me back to the pain body. So what happens with the human body is that we're made up of energy, okay? And when we go into a fear flight, or when there's something that happens where your body feels that it's going to die or it's in pain, it'll automatically kick in and use your bioenergy or your natural kundalini or your natural morphine or your endorphins to keep the body alive, because the body wants to stay alive, yeah? So in bodywork, what I essentially do is, it's almost like I'm creating your reality, but I'm doing it in a bodywork way. So I'm touching your body and I'm drawing your awareness to emotions that are trapped in the tissue that you've been holding for a long time, which are actions that have created reactions that you can either handle or not handle, or emotions that you've not allowed to come through because you've had to, in your mind, felt like you've had to deal with it in a certain way. So when I touch certain areas of your body which are in alignment with your chakras or where your nerve endings are, it creates a reaction, or it creates a pain, okay? Now, what the natural thing for people to do is to control and to hold on to the pain. So when they're controlling and holding on to the pain, it's almost like a freezing, okay? And they're holding on to it and they're holding on to it because they think if they control the pain and they own the pain, that the pain will, as soon as I stop doing what I'm doing, the pain will go away, which is the same as the reality. So if you're in a situation of abuse, or a job that you hate, or a relationship that you hate, and you're holding on to that thing that is not honoring yourself, and you're in your pain body, then it will stay like that because you're choosing to keep it. All right? So in bodywork, if I push you to a level where the pain becomes so much that it overcomes your ego controlling it and the emotion starts to come through the tissue, then all of a sudden you'll have a release, which will be crying or laughter or a burst of heat, or you'll start to breathe, or you'll start to cough, because you'll allow the emotions to burst through the tissue. Because essentially you're holding on to it in your solar plexus, or around your lungs, or your heart, you know, your major organs just go into freeze. When you are in a fear state, or if something doesn't feel good, you tend to hold your breath, or you tend to freeze, or your tissue starts to freeze. So if you think about it from the center of the center of the center, okay, you have something that happens to you. Say someone comes along and puts a gun to your head, or you're in a such situation where you're afraid of the unknown, or you're afraid of something that's different from your reality, or you're afraid of what will happen. Will the pain get more? Will it increase so much? I mean, pain gets to a level where it hits a point and then it goes down, because what happens is your natural endorphins and your bioenergy will kick in. You just have to trust. Okay, so when you're in that place of fear, then essentially your cells start to freeze, and when they start to freeze, they're not getting flow. So if you imagine we're made of the same stuff as the universe, and we're made of the same things as the earth, right? And the earth has to move. The ocean goes in, the ocean comes out. Sun goes up, the sun goes down, and the earth moves. So if the earth stopped moving, it would die. So imagine the tiny weeny cells in your body. In an area when they're in fear, if you're holding your breath and you're not functioning properly with your body and you're not in harmony, then things start to stop, okay? They start to freeze. And when they're freezing, they're not working, okay? So the same as when you're holding on to pain. Whereas if you surrender and you allow the emotion, or you allow the tears, or you allow your body to actually do what it's supposed to be doing, then all of a sudden you get the release, and then you can start to breathe again. I've been working for about a year now with a performance athlete, and he does mountain biking down hills. And when he first started coming to me and I did body work on him, he was so tight and so stiff in his body, and it was like me massaging concrete, because he created so much armor and so much protection. But also, as part of his performance, he needed to push himself to a level where he was in his pain body, but he could hold the pain, so he could then push himself even further to, say, win the race. So what I've been teaching him is to start to listen to the body, release the pain, to allow the bioenergy to come forward, and allow the natural endorphins or the natural kundalini of the body to come forward, to give you that boost, to allow the flow in the body, to give you that extra, you know, the win. And once you feel it and you understand it, then you're working in harmony with your body, because you're allowing yourself to actually breathe and to actually flow. And it's been fascinating, because it's been probably a year now that I've been working with him, and some of his people that he cycles with are actually saying to him, what is it that you're doing now? Because he's using that extra trust, the trust of the unknown, which is taking him to the limit. So a bit like the Nike ad, just do it, you know. When you're on top of the mountain and you're about to do that race, it's about trusting more than yourself, or using the unlimited possibility of everything that's out here rather than just what's here. Because if you're just listening to your mind, and your mind is controlling everything, then you're not allowing the unlimited possibility of what if, and the magic of the potential that's out there. And I think, in a way, that's where I take people to, if you surrender and if you're ready. So to me, what is psychosomatics? Psychosomatics is fundamentally the understanding of your body. It brings you into alignment, it brings you into consciousness, so you start to understand energy, and you understand everything that's around you, and quantum thought, and that you create your reality through thought, desire, action. Once it's a thought, and then it becomes desire, it becomes your reality. And that's how you create the magic that is life. And so it's almost like lifting your head above the clouds and looking at everybody below you, and then being the observer, and then creating your reality exactly how you want it to be. You can play small and you can listen to your fear, or you can step above that and step into the magic. Yeah? So that's what I teach people. I teach them how to let go of the emotion, let go of the fear, to draw awareness to their tissue, to bring their bodies into alignment, to come back into balance and harmony, and to breathe for the first time and step into the divinity that is the I am, you know, that is the you know, the place that is the bliss, so that you're not hanging on to the shit, and you're not hanging on to the fear, and you can just be. So that's my gift, and it's magic, and it's transformational, and it's for those who are ready. Yeah, step into the abundance, step into the consciousness that is the now. Yeah.